Hello, my loves. So, I wanted to do a collective reading for everyone for this week. This week already is annoying me because I feel like there's definitely a shift. If you guys don't feel the shift, I'm telling you, there's a shift. There is like an old energy that is needs to clear, and then there's new energy like that's coming, that's trying to come through like next week. But anyway, this week is going to. Okay, I was cut off for some reason. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know, like, first breathe. I don't know if your week is starting off as chaotic as mine, but I have a very, very, very busy week, like nonstop, and just dealing with people's energy, like, is just so frustrating. You know, people really frustrate me. So yeah, I feel like for the collective, a lot of you guys are clearing up old issues, or situations. I feel like for a lot of people, I feel like a lot of you are like cleaning up, like making room, preparing for, the next shift, which will be in July, which should be very positive for most of you guys. But I feel like right now, like there's a lot of murkiness, like I said last week, in the air that needs to clear. Like a lot of stagnant energy, a lot of just chaotic energy that I'm not here for. So I do think this week is going to be very busy, like clearing. Maybe you guys are doing a lot of cleaning up, or just restructuring your life or your plans for, the summer. Like I have summer camp, I have my son's birthday, I have a lot, I have work, I have a lot going on. So, yeah. And dealing with other people's energies can be so annoying. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Let's do. Let me pick a card from here. All right, Spirit. What is this week's energy for the collective? And you guys, tell me how you've been feeling, because I feel like after the next one, yay! But like, it's so much stuff that needs to be done, and so much like energy clearing. Like I feel like the energy is just, like I feel suffocated, you know. And I feel like there's just a lot to get done before July starts next month. Because when July starts, I feel like it's like go time, for a lot of us. So anyway, Spirit, what is the energy for this week for the collective? Way too many cards. What is the energy this week for the collective? Empathy, loss. Oh, wonderful. Oh, publicity is at the bottom of the card, so I think, yep. All right. So, loss and empathy. Oh my God, 12, 12. How freaking weird is that? That's wild. 12, 12. 3. Let me. Hold on. I was gonna look in my book, but let me look in. Hold on. All right, guys. So I went and got my book, but I wanted to look up the number 12, the meaning. So what I'm gathering for the number 12, the messages, as a collective, we're moving through a cycle of growth that requires surrender, patience, and trust in the divine timing before the next level opens. Because I feel like there's a calm before the storm. I feel like there's a clearing of energy. Like there's still like murkiness and chaotic energy that needs to clear before the shift occurs, because I feel like the shift is going to occur next week when we're heading into July. Right now, I feel like we're in the middle of the middle. Yeah, we're in the middle of completion and transition. Yeah, this is a reminder to stay steady while things recalibrate. And, the number 12 is similar to the Hanged Man in the tarot deck. I don't know why I can't speak. So I think right now is really, and it makes sense. Like, I think now is the time for us to pause, surrender, just be still. Because I feel like there's a lot of information, there's a lot of things that are going to change. So if you don't need to make any decisions right now, hold off on them or try to see things from a new perspective. But know that you're hanging right now, but at any moment, you won't be hanging anymore. You won't be in that what's the word? Suspension. You won't be like in that suspended position anymore. So what else? But 2 plus 1 is also 3. So whenever I think about 3, I just think about what is it? Alignment, like mind, body, and spirit. Communication. Expansion. So for the collective, I feel as though some of you, let's take a look. I feel as though for some of us, we might experience some type of loss this week. Or maybe you're expecting a loss. Yeah, I feel like for some of you guys, I feel as though you might experience a loss. Hopefully it's not a death. If it is a death, with death comes rebirth. But when you have the word loss, it could be so many different things. It could be loss of identity, loss of a feeling of loss, or an actual loss, like a physical loss. So for some of you, there might be situations involving, hospital or health clinics. But I think there's going to be a loss of some kind. Or you're thinking about a loss, like losing something. And everyone is in different situations, so it could be losing inheritance, losing a plot of land. It could be losing your mind. Moon in Pisces. No, that's not it. That's empathy. Yeah, I don't want to get too caught up in the cards. So we have loss and empathy. And when I see empathy, I feel as though later on the week, or maybe in the beginning of the week, which I need to remember, is being empathetic. There's a lot going on energetically wise, and maybe you just need to have some kind of understanding, whether it's with a friend, regarding communication. Yeah, but for some of you, there might be news of a loss. If there is a loss, I'm very sorry. But look at the bright side. With death is rebirth. And I always say this. Energy never dies. It just transforms. So when someone passes away, they're not like gone forever. Their physical body's gone, but their energetic their energy is still here. It's just transmuted or transformed in another way. But that's for another time for me to explain. So let's see what else is going on for the collective. There can also be some mirroring here. For some of you, it can involve being a friendship. But also, Spirit is letting me know, communicate, with empathy, with kindness, with understanding, with sympathy, because you never know what someone is ultimately going through. Yeah. All right, let's get another card. Spirit, give me a card for the collective for this week. What is the main theme for this week for the collective? What is the main theme for the collective for this week? What is the main theme for the collective for this week? Yeah, I feel like this week is like a week of like not really pushing it too much, just sit back and observe if you're able to. Oh, okay. Ace of Swords. So I keep seeing this. It's so funny in my readings. Ace of Pentacles. All right, so that's good. But with this Ace of Swords, I feel as though with communication, there's communication coming in, or you're going to be doing a lot of communicating. So like I said, be careful of being too sharp or cutting with your words. That's like me. I can be very abrasive sometimes when I have things going on and I want something done a certain way. I could be very cutting. And sorry. So I think Spirit wants you to be aware of communication that's coming in this week. For some of you, it could be expected. For a lot of you, it's expected communication. A lot of you guys are clearing through issues, disagreements, or mental challenges. But I feel like with this Ace of Swords, a lot of us are just clearing up a lot of miscommunication, disagreements, because there's clarity that needs to come in. There's definitely some type of understanding that needs to be had. So it's grounding yourself this week, making sure that you're very grounded. If you need to meditate or take a walk in the park to, feel the ground. Feel the ground underneath your feet. Then do that. Because I feel as though there's some new communication that's coming in. But we're gonna need to be sharp and clear-headed. So when things go on or problems arise, it's so easy to get, to focus on the confusion, because I do the same thing sometimes. But I'm telling you, write down the things that bother you, and deal with things head on. Deal with issues head on. But again, let's be empathetic with our communication. Okay, let's take a breath before we start speaking. Because the thing about words, you can say whatever you want, but remember, you can't take things back. Once things have been said, it's been said. And a lot of people don't understand the weight of that, because you know, people think that they can say I'm sorry and then move on with their lives, but no. When you do things and you say things and you act in in a certain way, be prepared for consequences for your actions, whatever that is. So, but I feel for most of you, your mind is sharp. There's opportunity that is definitely coming in, and a lot of you that has been working hard and just, yeah, just working very hard through everything, through, you know, the chaos, the problems, you know, the issues. You're going to receive, you're going to receive some money that's coming in, but you're going to also have a solid opportunity from the work that you have been doing. The seeds that you've been sowing are now, or it's now for harvest time. It's time for your crops. Your crops are ready. Your flowers are in bloom. Let's put it that way. But a lot of times you can't see the growth, because you know, seeds, before you see them, like you see, I'm not making sense, but when you plant a seed, you see the seeds underground. You don't see like the growth and what do you call it? You don't see the roots. You don't see it anchoring itself into the ground, because it's underground. And what you see, what you don't see, you don't know, you don't realize. But it's creating that fertile foundation, creating that seed that is rooted into the earth. That is what you guys are, well, a lot of you have been doing. You've been working on, whether it's a project or whatever it is, you've been tending to that seed, and you haven't been able to see, like, how's my seed doing? You've just been watering it, nurturing it, and now your seed, which is this pinnacle, is coming. It's coming up from the dirt, and it's going to bloom, and it's going to be solid, because you created this, whatever it is, on solid ground. So yeah, all right, so that's a message for you guys. And then, Spirit, what advice do you have for the collective? What advice do you have for the collective this week? Spirit, what advice do you have for the collective this week? Don't rush into anything. Just one card, Spirit. What advice do you have for the collective for this week? What advice do you have for the collective this week, Spirit? What advice do you have for the collective for this week, Spirit? Can I just have one card? One card. Advice. Yep. Oh wow, this is so beautiful. Guys, look at this. We have the, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. You guys, I'm telling you, there's a clearing of energy. Your wish is going to come true, and you're going to be celebrating. you're going to be celebrating. Because I feel like for this collective, a lot of you haven't been able to celebrate. You haven't felt like you've won. You know, it's your time. Your time is coming to celebrate. I'm telling you, after this week is over, because this week is just literally clearing out the energy. And for some of you, there might be a breakthrough this week. There might be a sudden breakthrough. But you're going to get everything that you want because, like the fruits of your labor, because you've worked hard. Like you've worked hard for what you have. Yeah, you're definitely going to celebrate. And I think it's time. But I feel as though it's definitely harvest time. But you guys should give yourself a pat on the back because you've come out on the other side wiser. And I'm telling you guys are going to be in a better financial situation than you were previously. You guys are coming out of lack of abundance, like the poverty mindset, things not working out for you. Because I'm telling you, in the next few months, you're going to see a shift. You're going to be in this 10 of cups. Whether you have a family, whether you meet someone, or you're traveling, or you're setting down roots. But this is, for me, I feel like this is celebration. You're going to be celebrating. And this is from all your hard work. Like every cup represents your hard work and what you've had to endure, you know? Yes, I feel like July and August is going to be a very good time. From July onwards, I really do feel like it's going to be a great time. A lot of you are going to travel, go on vacation. But I feel like there's a huge concentration on home. And that's funny because I think we're moving into the Cancer. And Cancer is all about home. So you might be spending a lot of time with home or with family or with loved ones. But I'm telling you, it's time to celebrate. If not now, very soon. There's financial stability that's coming in. Money. But I feel like it's good time. It's happiness. And this is something that you guys have been like praying for. And it's finally coming into fruition. Yeah, let me give you just one more card. All right, Spirit. Give me one card for the collective for the week. What's the oracle message for the collective? What message do you have for us, Spirit, for this week? Okay, so be fair. All is fair in love and war, right? So with this be fair, it's 38. 11. Where is this book? Okay. I feel like this has to be just in general. Just be fair and be impartial with your dealings with people and with yourself. But I feel as though a lot of you are now wise, or Spirit is asking you to be wise. You guys have a lot of luck on your side. A lot of luck. And you guys have been managing everything very, very well. I'm proud of you guys. So balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. I see that. With everything there needs to be a balance. And what was unjust will be made fair. So life offers experiences that are challenging and life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yeah, over time they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis to doing, from discovering. It's like a balancing act. Loving to letting go, to being to being again. Life is a pendulum swing between all of these states. That's why this week is going to be literally just like the pendulum swinging back and forth. 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down. 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're sad. One thing, things are going your way, the next minute they're not. I don't know what happened to my bed, but anyway. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. But I feel like as though this week is asking you to be, because next week you're gonna have a lot to do. So don't worry about it. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. That's funny because you're reaping your harvest, and yes, that's funny. You reap what you sow. For every cause there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. Yes, there's a lot of things being revealed right now, but I feel like a lot of you have just been dealing with like loss and things are not going your way. But trust in what I'm saying. Things are shifting. The energy needs to clear. I'm telling you, the energy is clearing. You're going to reap your harvest because you worked very hard. And I know that. And all is fair in love and war. Just be very fair in your dealings with people. But I feel as though you guys know what you're doing. And you're coming into a very, very good time. A time of harvest, a time of good luck, financial stability. What you guys were lacking before was stability, and that's what's coming for you. That's why it's taken a long time. That's why a lot of you don't see, you might not see improvement. But like I said, remember, before you see like the fruit, you remember it was just a seed in the dirt. So while the seed is cultivating and growing, you don't see that. It's all underneath. It's all in the sun, the soil being protected. And for you guys, just doing what you're for tending to your soil, nurturing it, watering it, even if you don't see it growing, even if you don't believe anything is going to grow from it. It's like planting like a pumpkin seed, and you're waiting for your pumpkin to harvest, and you don't see anything yet, but you finally see a stem, or something peeking out, and then you're like, yes, my harvest. So it's this anticipation. I see a lot of abundance coming for you guys, but a lot of a lot of self-sufficiency. I feel like most of you guys are very independent and been working independently, and I'm proud of you. And let me know if this reading resonates with you. I'm sorry if it was a little all over the place. This is how this week is. It's just up and down. But you know what? Go with it. But if you ever feel like you are not grounded, or you feel like you need to ground yourself, take a shower, or just walk outside, or walk around your apartment without your shoes on, and just anchor yourself like a tree. Okay? And also, you can also meditate. YouTube has so many good meditations, guided meditations. So do what works for you. And that is all. I will see you guys tomorrow for another reading. You guys have a great Monday, and I hope it rains. It needs to rain. Bye-bye.